quaint town of Eldritch Hollow, where shadows clung to secrets like a shroud, a peculiar woman named Seraphina arrived. Her ethereal beauty and graceful demeanor deceived the townsfolk, who believed her to be an angelic presence sent to bless their troubled hamlet. As Seraphina integrated into the fabric of Eldritch Hollow, her otherworldly charm mesmerized the townspeople. She attended church services, volunteered at the local orphanage, and even tended to the sick. Eldritch Hollow blossomed under her apparent benevolence, and the once somber town began to believe in miracles. However, whispers lingered in the air like haunting melodies. A mysterious traveler, Gabriel, sensed an unearthly energy emanating from Seraphina. Guided by an ancient manuscript that spoke of seraphic shadows concealing demonic truths, he embarked on a clandestine investigation. During his nocturnal pursuits, Gabriel uncovered hidden passages beneath Eldritch Hollow, leading to a subterranean realm cloaked in an eerie luminescence. It was there that he discovered the veiled nature of Seraphina's identity. She was not an angel but a demon, adorned in seraphic guise to ensnare the unsuspecting town. The demonic origins of Seraphina traced back to a malevolent pact forged centuries ago. Eldritch Hollow, unbeknownst to its denizens, stood upon a convergence of supernatural energies, making it an ideal realm for demonic manipulation. Seraphina's mission was to exploit the town's vulnerabilities and create a gateway for darker forces to manifest. Gabriel, armed with ancient rituals and divine knowledge, confronted Seraphina beneath the flickering light of a hidden chamber. The subterranean realm echoed with ethereal whispers as the two entities clashed, a celestial being against a demon shrouded in seraphic allure. The battle unfolded in shadows and flashes of unearthly radiance, shaking the foundations of Eldritch Hollow. The townspeople, oblivious to the cosmic struggle beneath their feet, continued their lives, unaware of the impending cataclysm. In the climax of the celestial confrontation, Gabriel unraveled the layers of Seraphina's seraphic facade, exposing the demonic essence within. The revelation echoed through the hidden passages, dispelling the enchantments that held Eldritch Hollow captive. As the truth emerged, Seraphina's demonic form recoiled, vanquished by the purity of celestial intervention. The subterranean realm collapsed, sealing the demonic influence that sought to exploit the town's vulnerabilities. Eldritch Hollow, liberated from the shadows that had clung to it for centuries, woke up to a new dawn. The townspeople, unknowingly saved by a celestial guardian, continued their lives in blissful ignorance, their encounter with the supernatural veiled in the mists of forgotten dreams. The mysterious traveler, Gabriel, silently departed, leaving the town to bask in the illusion of a tranquil existence, guarded by the veiled memories of seraphic shadows. In a town gripped by the relentless embrace of obsidian nights and enigmatic horrors, there existed a forgotten carnival that materialized only during the waning hours of darkness. Its ominous presence cast a spectral shadow over the desolate landscape, drawing the daring and the unwitting into a realm where reality and nightmare intertwined. Victoria, tormented by an inexplicable fear of clowns, found herself thrust into the heart of this Phantom Carnival. Fate, in its capricious dance, had conspired to entwine her destiny with the eerie world she had long sought to avoid. Tasked with an unusual debt, Victoria became an unwilling participant in the spectral circus. The carnival, concealed by a supernatural veil, unfolded its macabre wonders beneath the moonlit canvas. Wandering through twisted alleys adorned with flickering lights, she encountered a motley crew of performers. Clowns with twisted smiles, contortionists defying the laws of anatomy, and spectral musicians playing melodies that echoed through the corridors of her nightmares. Each night, Victoria confronted her fear as she navigated the spectral labyrinth of the carnival. The air was charged with a supernatural energy, and the line between reality and nightmare blurred. The clowns, once the epitome of her dread, revealed an intricate dance of shadows, veiling the true purpose of the carnival's existence. As Victoria delved deeper into the enigmatic carnival, she discovered that the performers were trapped souls, bound by a dark pact forged in ages past. Their ethereal performances were a penance for sins long forgotten, a haunting display that held the key to their redemption. Guided by a ghostly fortune-teller named Esmeralda, Victoria unraveled the mysteries that bound the carnival's denizens to their spectral fate. Together, they sought to break the curse that had ensnared the performers and free them from their perpetual twilight existence. In a climactic confrontation with the ethereal ringmaster, Victoria and Esmeralda confronted the malevolent force that orchestrated the spectral carnival. The carnival's true nature emerged, a purgatorial realm for lost souls, a place where the living and the dead danced on the edge of eternity. With courage forged in the crucible of her fears, Victoria confronted the malevolent force and shattered the arcane bindings that held the carnival in perpetual twilight. As the first rays of dawn bathed the town, the spectral carnival dissipated like morning mist, leaving behind a town that would never remember the phantom circus that had once captivated its heart. Victoria, now free from the shadows that had haunted her, walked away from the vanished carnival, its echoes fading into the recesses of her memory. The enigmatic circus, having fulfilled its spectral purpose, became a whispered legend, a tale of a phantom carnival that emerged from the shadows to deliver redemption to the lost souls it harbored within its ephemeral embrace. In the desolate hours of a moonless night, a coastal town awakened to a haunting sight. The weary groans of time-worn wood and the mournful wails of a shipwreck that had been delivered to its shores by the relentless embrace of the forsaken tide. The sea, cloaked in an ethereal fog, had relinquished its grip on a vessel that bore the scars of an ancient maritime tragedy. The townsfolk, drawn by the ominous whispers that danced through the night, gathered on the cold, damp sands to witness the surreal arrival of the old shipwreck. The vessel, adorned with the vestiges of a forgotten era, loomed like a spectral monument to maritime despair. Its skeletal frame, etched with the tales of tempests weathered and battles lost, now lay marooned, a relic of a bygone time, cursed to haunt the shoreline in its silent lament. As the first light of dawn broke through the shroud of night, the townsfolk cautiously approached the shipwreck. Their footsteps echoed in the eerie silence that enveloped the forsaken vessel, creating a symphony of trepidation. Among the onlookers was Captain Elias Thorne, an old seafarer whose weathered face bore witness to the harsh embrace of the open sea. The moment his eyes met the tattered remnants of the ship's mast, recognition dawned like a storm on the horizon. The ship, known as the Sable Seraph, was thought to be lost to the depths of the ocean centuries ago, carrying with it a dark secret that had been whispered through generations. As the townsfolk explored the decaying corridors of the ship, shadows stirred beneath the creaking floorboards. Unseen eyes, burdened by the weight of untold tales, watched the intruders with a spectral intensity. It was as if the ship itself yearned to share the untold stories that clung to its every splinter. Elias Thorne, guided by a mixture of dread and curiosity, descended into the murky bowels of the ship. In the heart of the vessel, he discovered a hidden chamber where an otherworldly artifact lay ensconced, a relic that held the essence of a malevolent force that had guided the ship to its doom centuries ago. The moment Thorne touched the relic, a surge of ghostly apparitions manifested, weaving together the forgotten narratives of lost souls trapped within the ship's spectral confines. The Sable Seraph had become a prison for the tormented spirits of its ill-fated crew, cursed to eternally navigate the tides between the worlds of the living and the dead. Realizing the gravity of the curse that bound the ship and its spectral crew, Thorne embarked on a perilous quest to break the ancient enchantment. Guided by the spirits that sought redemption, he ventured into the heart of the ethereal tempest that ensnared the shipwreck. In a climactic battle against the vengeful spirits and the malevolent force that held them captive, Thorne shattered the ancient relic, severing the spectral chains that bound the Sable Seraph to the shores of the living. As the ghostly tempest subsided, the shipwreck disintegrated into spectral mist, merging with the receding tide. The spirits, freed from their eternal torment, ascended into the ethereal currents, vanishing like whispers carried away by the wind. Captain Elias Thorne, now bearing the weight of the untold stories he had unraveled, watched as the dawn kissed the horizon, illuminating a once haunted shoreline. The town, forever changed by the mysteries of the forsaken tide, bore witness to the vanishing shadows of the Sable Seraph, a shipwreck lost to the annals of time, now released from the shackles of its haunted past. Far from the reaches of civilization, nestled within the heart of an ancient forest, lay a grove ensconced in mystery, a haven for secrets, guarded by the shadows of towering trees that whispered tales of times long forgotten. In the moonlit embrace of this enchanted realm, a woman named Ilara stumbled upon the gateway to a world beyond her wildest dreams. Ilara, drawn by an inexplicable force, found herself standing before a gnarled oak, its roots forming an intricate pattern on the forest floor. As she reached out to touch the ancient bark, the grove responded with an ethereal hum, a resonance that seemed to echo from the very heart of the earth. The moon, a silent witness to the mystical encounter, bathed the grove in a silvery glow, unveiling a hidden passage beneath the roots of the ancient oak. Hesitating only for a moment, Ilara descended into the subterranean realm, guided by the luminescent whispers that beckoned her forward. In the depths below, Ilara discovered an otherworldly sanctuary, a place suspended between reality and the supernatural. Luminescent flora adorned the cavernous expanse, casting an iridescent glow that danced with the echoes of forgotten incantations. As Ilara delved deeper into the grove, she encountered ethereal beings, guardians of the ancient magic woven into the fabric of the grove. These spectral entities, manifestations of the grove's enchantment, revealed to Ilara the true nature of her connection to this mystical realm. Long ago, Ilara's ancestors had been entrusted with the stewardship of the grove, a sacred duty passed down through generations. The grove, a repository of ancient knowledge and mystical energies, held the key to maintaining the delicate balance between the natural and supernatural realms. However, over time, the grove had fallen into obscurity, its secrets fading from the collective memory. Ilara, unknowingly bearing the bloodline of the grove's keepers, had been chosen by the spirits to reawaken the magic that lay dormant. Guided by the spirits of her forebears, Ilara undertook a quest to revive the ancient rituals that would restore the grove's vitality. Each ritual, a communion between the earthly and spectral realms, required Ilara to harness the dormant magic within herself and commune with the mystical entities that guarded the grove. Through trials that tested her resolve and ingenuity, Ilara succeeded in revitalizing the grove. As the final ritual unfolded beneath the moonlit canopy, the grove's enchantment surged to life, resonating with a vibrancy unseen for centuries. The grove, now rekindled with mystical energies, bestowed upon Ilara the mantle of its guardian. The spectral beings, once guardians in solitude, now pledged their allegiance to Ilara, recognizing her as the rightful steward of their ethereal realm. With a heart filled with gratitude and a newfound sense of purpose, Ilara emerged from the grove, bathed in the moon's radiance. The whispers that had guided her throughout the mystical journey now faded into the rustling leaves, a melodic farewell from the spirits of the moonlit grove. Ilara, now entrusted with the sacred duty of preserving the ancient magic, returned to the world above, forever bound to the enchanted grove and the ethereal realm that lay beneath its roots. The whispers of the moonlit grove echoed in her heart, a reminder of the mystical legacy she now carried, and the harmonious balance she upheld between the realms of the seen and the unseen.